Hi, this is another adventure video. I know I've had a few up recently, but I just have that many adventures. At the start of July, me and Mackinlay went to Love Supreme Festival, which is a jazz festival near Brighton. We were volunteering on the artist liaison team, so our role was to make sure that artists were happy, basically, and do anything we could to make sure that they were good. We went last year, but I really regretted not filming anything, so I decided this year I would take my camera along and see what I could film.
Hello, good morning, it's Friday. I am so tired. I got up at 5:30, but I'm just packing my last few bits now, then I'm on my way to meet Mackinlay.
I think the bit we were most excited for was the car journey there. I know that sounds stupid, but I think we were both dreading spending 3 days in a tent.
6.6 miles, continue up to A23.
I love driving with Mackinlay because 1, her car is beautiful, 2, she's rubbish at directions so I get to navigate and feel important, and 3, she's just a really good driver and I just get really overwhelmingly proud. I'm like a mum.
It's so pretty! You got my face in, just the wheel, so you won't get to see my driving pose. Do you want me to do it? I don't know. I don't really know what my driving pose is. Oh, I haven't got makeup on, do it.
It's too close.
Or wind machine thingy.
Stop trying to distract me.
We hired a massive tent which was supposed to sleep 8 men, but it just had the 2 of us in it. It was really cute and it had these really nice heart-shaped windows. It was just very, I don't know, it looked like a very small circus tent and I loved it. We didn't get to spend much time there because as soon as we got to the festival we had to go to a meeting where we were briefed about our role for the weekend. That evening we were put on a shopping run which involved us driving up and down all over Brighton and Lewis collecting things for dressing rooms from various different Argoses. I don't know why we couldn't just go to one Argos.
We're working now and we're going on a shopping run. We've got a list of things to collect. We're going to collect some fans, 8 clothes rails and what else have we got? 2 full-length mirrors. So it's going to be very exciting. But we are on like a time limit, so we've got to go fast.
It's tense.
It feels like when we were on The Apprentice and they have that task where they have to go and collect loads of things. I love it. I love it so much. I feel important. We're on our way back now. I didn't film anything because I was doing all the lifting. Mackinlay was not.
My job is just to look beautiful.
She's the beautiful chauffeur and I'm the Hopefully we haven't missed lunch because we're both starving and it's like almost 5 o'clock.
We had missed lunch, but you'll be pleased to know that they had some leftover crusts of bread and some melted cheese. Lucky us!
Say something interesting.
I was gonna cut the sound out and put this in a montage. But you can say something interesting if you have anything to say.
I haven't got anything interesting to say. This is a really interesting conversation.
I look like a really creepy person. Oh, this is basically studio lighting, this is. Ooh.
Oh, look at you getting technical.
Who needs to pay £100 per softbox when you can have this? We've got cider, but we didn't have a bottle opener, so Mackinlay has made a lot of solutions, which include using the pole of the tent, using her wheelchair. What else have we done? Keyring.
So glad this isn't on camera right now. I'm just holding the light. Is it in the right place? No, this is not.
It's okay. It's quite good. I'm very impressed with your light holding skills.
I know. I'm really good with my hands.
Please stop it.
Okay, go. I'll shut up.
I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just I need something to talk about.
It's not raining.
It's not
really
raining.
hot.
It's really hot.
Your short show your bum off.
Yeah.
There was a guy who I thought had a 6-pack.
But he didn't.
But he didn't. But I thought that I could still roll with it because he nearly had a 6-pack.
This is how exciting our day is.
My sun cream looks like dog piss. We are in a disgusting tent in a disgusting field with disgusting toilets and disgusting food.
That night we did discover that there were no accessible toilets in the whole festival site. Everyone else had the posh festival toilets, you know, the ones with the actual toilet and the actual sink and the little cubicles. There were only 2 accessible toilets and they were just slightly larger than normal portaloos. One was in the accessible camping area but way over the other side, in the complete other corner where we would have to go over guy ropes of tents and stuff to get to. And the other was in the arena of the festival which was closed because there were no acts until the next day. Great, this is a wonderful situation to be in, considering they've got an accessible camping area, therefore there's a lot of people who are going to be needing an accessible toilet. We did speak to the festival staff about this, and the woman was just like, no, there isn't one. Does that not bother you? Are you not going to try and do something about that? Can you not see that there's a problem here? I said to her, like, that portaloo isn't big enough to fit a wheelchair in properly to, like, be able to do what you need to do. And she was like, oh, it's big enough for a wheelchair and 6 other people. No, it wasn't. No. You got to bear in mind that when you're a wheelchair user, you have to use your hands for everything. You're using your hands to get yourself onto the toilet, do your toilet stuff. And then you have to use your dirty hands to get yourself back into a wheelchair. And if that portaloo that you're using is covered in loads of other people's shit and grass, that's not good, because you're going to have that on your wheels for the rest of the day and it's just going to keep touching your hands. But anyway, that concludes day 1. On day 2 we were up at a stupid time to have breakfast before our shift started because we were working from 8 till 4. We were working in the artist accreditation hut, which basically involved giving out the relevant wristbands and parking passes to all the artists that were arriving, and because it was the first day of music there were quite a lot of people on the Saturday morning.
What have you done today, Bear?
Been shouted at by a lot of people.
Angry man.
Angry men. After our shift we discovered something very exciting. They had actually delivered a disabled toilet for us, like a proper one with an actual toilet and a handrail and a sink. It was the best day ever.
Well, the bathroom has arrived and it's really beautiful. I don't understand what the other toilets are like because Beth wouldn't film them.
Well, I don't think anyone wants to see them.
It's a shithole, basically. A hole that should be in the ground, but they've decided to stick in a plastic box. My sunglasses describe exactly how I feel towards this room. Love.
After the toilet miracle, me and Mackinlay went to see some acts. We saw Rebecca Ferguson. We saw Larry Graham in Graham Central Station. I am aware that with my English accent it doesn't sound how it's supposed to sound. We also saw Shaka Khan, like Shaka Khan. And that concludes day 2. Day 3 was rough. I think we were both aware from the beginning that by the 3rd day we would look terrible. But my face on the 3rd day is something else. It's day 3 and I look horrible. I can't cope anymore. We were doing exactly the same shift as we'd done before. It was a bit quieter because lots of the acts from Sunday had arrived on Saturday night. Luckily we'd both decided from the beginning that we weren't going to stay a 3rd night, and I think that was a pretty good idea because I don't think either of us could have taken it.
We're going home now. I'm very excited to have a warm bed and a shower. Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping that we don't crash on the way back because I can't keep my eyes
It's really
open.
reassuring.
I don't think you can feel cleaner than after you come home from a festival and you have like a really long shower. It just feels so good and you feel so clean. I love it. Thank you as always, Mackinlay, for taking me along with you because I really did enjoy it. I think it's really interesting to see a different perspective of a festival because when I go to festivals it's always really relaxing, but backstage it is so stressful. Let me know in the comments below if you've had any weird festival experiences or any funny stories about festivals, or if you're going to be going to any festivals this summer, and I will see you next week.